Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be taking a trip up to a cargo facility, commercial crossing. Primarily, semi trucks roll through there, but also small box trucks, commercial vans, hearses transporting. Most of the time, they were cancer patients they were bringing back that had passed away in Mexico that were U.S. citizens, and they got to come back through that part of the border, and they also need to be ran through x-ray machines. So they have a set time in the morning when the gates open up, and throughout the early morning, different agents start showing up for different tasks, and there's multiple tasks there. Very nice facility, nice and big, spacious. They have a giant x-ray machine where you have to line up the semi trucks so they can be pulled through this huge x-ray machine. So there's different groups doing different tasks throughout the day. This particular morning, as the gates were opened and trucks were being let in, as the trucks rolled by, uh, the only way I can explain this is each truck will have its day, meaning we might not get searched today, not this week, not next week, but eventually you are going to get pulled aside and checked. And when you get pulled aside and checked, and if you're loaded, they could make you take all your shipment out of the trailer. And they have porters, they call them porters. They have, uh, how do you say it, forklift drivers ready to unload your truck. But you are going to be there for quite a few hours. And so each morning, they'll let a certain amount of trucks in, they'll line them up, they'll run canine. Then we would go in there and start checking and just anything that looked suspicious, we could pull it aside or whatnot, right? So this particular morning, as the trucks were being lined up so they can be canined, a van breaks off from the ranks, hits it north. I could still remember the driver's face. He had the roundest face I've seen, almost like a cartoon character. Now, we're a few of us are actually on the where the trucks are getting lined up. We're on the floor, no vehicles. We're on foot, and this van decides to just run the port. And I see this driver coming towards me, but I see his face, and he's just focused on the exit gate. It's about 150 yards from gate to gate, and he's just focused on getting to that exit. Now, me and two other agents were to his left flank, maybe 15 yards at the most. None of us reacted in a panic way or in a that we were being threatened way because we could clearly see his face. He was not focusing on us. He was focusing on that gate. Now, if something were to have gotten in front of him, I don't even think he would have seen them fast enough to react. So he was focused on leaving that facility, and his arms were locked in that steering wheel. They were locked, and he had the biggest eye because he was scared himself. He was actually you could see the fear in his eyes and his face, and he did not want to interrupt anybody's day. He just wanted to get out that gate, which he did, and just hit the streets. We heard a rumor that he got eventually got pulled over by highway patrol, and they everybody bailed out, something like that. It was out of the facility, so that would be it for us. We did not chase any vehicles. Just called it out to highway patrol, and then the local PD, and they would actually follow up on that vehicle. So to say that we feared for our lives, no. And with his reaction, with his actions, actually, he wasn't there to hurt anybody. And there was other innocent people inside the actual vehicle too. So you could imagine if one of us would have opened up on him, it would have been a bad day for everybody. Because that van was stacked with bodies in it, trying to make it up north. And also, on this particular cargo facility, it was very high tech and very well run, very well run. And there is a story about a tanker, a liquid. It would be like a liquid natural gas kind of tanker. In Spanish, you call it a pipa. In English, you call it like a tanker. But it was more of a like a like a gas. Like oxygen is a gas, and fuel for a car is a fuel for a car. So it was more of a gas for oxygen type of deal, or it could even have been what is it called, propane, propane. It could be truck. Anyways, so if you look it up in the internet, they uh, they full loaded it with the natural gas that it had in it, but they also threw in bricks of cocaine. If you look it up in the internet, just put tanker full of cocaine. It was like 3 tons, whatever. I'll start a series on this, and I'll go off what I remember this what happened, because online you can find like maybe 4 different paper uh big papers too, like the LA Times, Washington Post. These are major newspapers. You can find 4 different stories of the same story. So I think I'll do a playlist on this particular load, because even a major newspaper on TV, it's like a Sunday program that's been around for years. Uh, they do investigative reporting and all that, and they even got duped by this specific case. And the reason I will talk about it, because I somehow fit in to this actual case, a small part of it. And as we'll get into this case, you could actually see the breakdown. And also, I want to tell you how, from my point, how was it supposed to be successful of bringing in this amount of tons of cocaine in through that port? And it has to do with you can plan everything, but it's always the human effect can always throw it off, right? Timing. I always told you about timing, timing, timing. Something goes wrong, somebody's not supposed to be there with it at a certain time or day, that can throw the whole operation off. So if you guys want to take a look at that, it's just Google tanker truck full of cocaine through San Diego, and we'll, it'll be a playlist series because there's a lot of stuff that shouldn't have happened that did happen. And like for example, I can tell you right now, oh yeah, when I was working in there, I had my own informants. One of my informants got beat up. No, 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 no. That's not my job. My job is just to be an inspector in a supporting role, right? My job is not to have informants. And some people chose to actually take it that route, and people got hurt. People died. So we'll start a series on that. If you guys just want to follow up, if you guys want to read a couple articles on that, like I said, it's the same story. You're gonna read it from four different newspapers, but it's the same story. Trust me. And few of them are pretty interesting and pretty like out there. It's really out there, like conspiracy stuff. But anyways, I can start a series on that, and probably by mid next week. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time, guys.